This is Bob Hissam. All right, can we get Charlie Ramos to come up here, please? There we go. You remember Charlie from the Cup circuit, well, the Grand National circuit, right? Back in the 70s, ran that number 77 Ford, one of the early original Alabama gang members.
Well, when they asked me to do this, I thought, what am I know Travis, but I didn't know until I started researching a little bit. I thought, you know, it won't make much difference what I say, because he's like me and the rest, a lot of racers. He can't hear nothing. But Travis is a Virginia native, a Marine, and I want to thank you, Travis, and the rest of that for their service. He's an independent racer, 74 to 83. Number 46. And if you don't know what an independent racer is, I'll give you the definition. It's someone that races with very little or no financial support, just for the love of the sport. And there were a lot of them back then. Yeah. So Travis started 51 races in the Winners Cup Series. In 1983, Travis was on the ground floor, something I didn't know when I started looking. I knew him, but I didn't know him, so you find out a lot when you get on the internet. But he was on the ground floor with the Virginia-based Morgan McClure team. Made 3 starts for him. And later, McClure team won 3 Daytona 500s. 1 with Ernie Irvin, 2 with Sterling Marvin. 81 years old Travis, you can see him at a lot of these events with cowboy hat, swapping racing stories. Some of them may be true, I don't know. But he's always around helping with these events. So I'm proud to introduce to you the recipient of People's Choice Award, Mr. Travis Tillett.
I got a few things to say about Travis. I've known him for about 18 years. And all the functions and clubs and organizations that I went around the part of the country here, whether you're in Tennessee, Georgia, North South Carolina, West Virginia, or Florida, when we put these functions on, we're always getting calls in and said, is Travis Tiller coming? I've never heard a bad thing ever said about him. He's one of the nicest guys that you'll ever meet. But I have a little story that I got to tell you that happened night before last. But anyway, you know, at the Streamline Hotel that we finished over here, we went back over and sat in the lounge talking, and they had an Elvis impersonator there and had this lady singing Patsy Cline stories and songs and things like that. And she had this floppy hat. Well, Travis was out in the middle of the floor out there with his chair. He's a dancing machine at times. So anyway, so he was getting all excited there, and so she come up there. She started singing a song to him, and so they started dancing out there while she's singing the song. And he looked and noticed that floppy hat she had on her head, and she was singing this country stuff. So he went up to his room and got his other cowboy hat. So anyway, he brought her down to her, and she wore it there and sang 2 or 3 more songs. Then everything was over, so yesterday morning we were sitting down about 7:30 at the lounge, drinking some coffee and talking. Here come Travis out of the elevator. He had 2 hats on. Well, what he forgot to do, when he took the other hat, he just put it on his head and went up to the room after everything was over with. So he had his white one on and had his black hat on top. So the first thing I saw, I thought that Travis had his hands full of something. Okay? He had nothing in his hands. He just picked his hat up and put both hats away. So I kind of come up with a name for him there. Travis Two Hats. I think that's a good name for him. Travis, congratulations on your work.
Okay, I'm sorry about the hat, but I was leaving the room and I had a couple of other things when I was leaving. So I had to do something with the hat, so I just stuck it on, locked the door and left. And I forgot all about it. I'm just walking around the lobby there, and I said, "What's wrong with you? You lost your mind or something?" So we know you haven't lost your hat because you got two of them. Yeah, I got excited about the rumble seats, I guess. But I've had a great run over the years. And I started back going when I was just a kid. I don't want to get too far back, but just after World War II, they had a couple of small tracks, and my dad would take me by. That's what got me interested in racing, and it grew from there on. But then one time, my first dirt track race, of course I was drag racing some then. These boys had to work on a car, and they wanted to come by the shop and use something. So anyhow, they came by and they said, "We need a driver tomorrow night." And that's in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Or that we were at Quantico, but the race was in Fredericksburg dirt track. And they said, "Would you run this car for us?" I said, "I've never run round track before." I said, "All mine's been drag race." "Well, come on in. We're just getting started too." So anyhow, I go on down and we get lined up on it, and they just built the car, a 55 Ford, and it's cocked so much like this you couldn't get in this side. You step straight into it from the left side. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking around waiting for this thing to ready. And I look up and here's the roll bars on it. And you might have seen golf pipes have a little piece of paper around them telling us what they are. It said 1ST37 McCord tailpipe. That was the roll bars in it. So I said, "Well, we're going to have to make a change from here on out." It's been a ride like that ever since. But I've enjoyed it all, and all the people I see out here, God helps me. I know you need it if you talk to me.